Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and with the launch of the new iPhone 17 Pro and 17 Pro Max, I wanted to share the best accessories, whether you're trying to protect your phone or use it to create videos. So I wanted to share some of my favorites with you, as well as a few others as well. This video is sponsored by ESR and Anker. Now, the first thing is a tripod. Now, I've shown this in other videos before. This is something I've used for years, and it's held up very well for years. Originally, they had this little clamp that goes on the top for your iPhone, and the first versions weren't as durable, but this one is held up really well. It actually locks into place like this, and it's from Manfrotto. So the bottom one is actually a tripod that extends with the legs extending like this, and then of course you can place it down, and with this little switch on the side, you can actually make it go flatter as well. I use it to film things such as horizontal videos and vertical videos, as well as you can tilt the side just by loosening the clamp here, and then you can place your iPhone in it like this, and then of course level it, lock it into place. Let's make sure it's nice and snug, lock it into place, and then of course tilt it any direction you want. So if you want to film straight down, you can do that. You can extend it out, and it works really well to help film whatever you want in a small confined area. I use this every time I film outside, as it's just very convenient and very compact. I also throw it into my backpack when I travel, so if I'm creating videos on the go, I can do that. And of course, you can take the top off here if you want to use it with maybe a different camera. Instead of using it with an iPhone, you don't have to use the clamp as well. So you have your normal attachment for tripod mounting and everything else. So this is super durable. I've just thrown it in the backpack for years, and it's something I've held on for years because there's not been a reason to replace it. You'll see it's very high quality, and I'll link, of course, all of these in the description below. Now, the next thing is a case. Of course, in order to protect your iPhone, if you want to keep it in the best condition, today's sponsor ESR offers powerful protection. This is the ESR Classic Hybrid Magnetic Case. It keeps your iPhone safe for up to an 11-foot drop. It has a 1.2mm raised edge to keep your display safe, and also has dual-layer camera protection with a full coverage camera bar and zinc alloy camera guard. The camera guard is also a versatile stash stand that is adjustable from 15 degrees to 69 degrees and works in both portrait and landscape. The flat back is only 1.5 millimeters thin for more efficient charging and works with MagSafe, and the magnets are 2 times stronger than most cases at 1500 G. And to keep your display safe from scratches, ESR also has the Armorite Pro Edition made with accessory glass from Corning. The screen protector has up to 2 times the scratch resistance of traditional screen protectors and has 10 times the impact absorption of generic screen protectors. It's also super clear and has an anti-reflective coating that reduces reflections by 50%, but also preserves the true colors of your screen with 94% optical transmittance. To protect your iPhone, be sure to check out the link to ESR in the description below. Now, while I already mentioned the tripod, one thing I use when I'm on the go for a microphone, if sometimes the iPhone microphone isn't as good, or maybe I'm in a very windy situation, is a DJI Mic 2. This is something I've used for years now at this point, and they do offer some different variants at this point, and they're around $300 or so, but it's something I find very useful. So you have the normal option for a wireless microphone. You'll see this in many of my videos. It has a magnetic attachment here if you haven't seen that, so you can magnetically attach it, or you can just clip it onto something. So super helpful there. You can transmit directly to this, which plugs into your iPhone. However, I typically don't even use this because the recorder is built right into the actual microphone itself. So you can plug this in via USB-C when you're done recording, and this then just transfer the audio directly to your computer or whatever you're editing on and sync it up with whatever you've recorded, whether it's with an iPhone or a camera. So this is a great accessory I highly recommend. And then of course we have different accessories that come with it. So you could plug it into a camera. You've got this wind limiter here, so you plug it into the top, just snap it in, and of course this helps with overall wind as well. One of the main reasons I use this is because of 32-bit float audio. That allows you to never really run into peaking or anything like that where the audio is just too loud. You can just fix it after the fact, pull it down, and the audio sounds great. Even if it's too low, you can bring it up and it won't have a bunch of background noise as it's super clean. So that's one of the reasons I use this regularly. It's been great. There hasn't been a reason to upgrade to the latest mini version or anything else. And so I carry this with me when I'm traveling to record audio. So when I'm not in my studio using my studio mic, I'm usually using these microphones as they just work really well. You've got all sorts of adapters from Lightning here to USB-C, and then you've got another one. So maybe you're interviewing someone, you've got multiple options here. So they're really great. And of course you can tie them directly into your camera as well with a 3.5mm headphone jack. So that's all included in the box, and they last extremely long on the battery. The case charges them, and then you've got this nice case that it comes in as well. So definitely something I can recommend. Now with the iPhone 17 Pro Max, Apple bumped up the charging speed to 40 watts. That allows it to charge to 50% in just 20 minutes. Now that Apple has not included chargers, I've been using Anker chargers for years, and they're our other sponsor today. Anker's new Nano charger is the world's most compact 45-watt foldable charger that's perfect for iPhone 17 Pro Max's new charging speed. And it's great for travel as well. I carry them with me, as it's small and compact and just folds up like this. It's much smaller than Apple's charger, and they don't even include them, but Apple's charger is much larger and much slower. And sticking with the charging theme, Anker's new Nano battery pack is a great option this year, as it's the world's thinnest 5,000 milliamp hour power bank with Qi 2. It's super portable, weighs only 4.3 ounces. However, unlike Apple's MagSafe charger for iPhone Air, it actually works with all iPhone 17 models, not just iPhone Air. So it will attach to the back of not only your 17 Pro Max, just like that, and begin charging, but also it will attach to your iPhone Air if you have one of those. Whatever one works for you, it will attach to either one and work with both devices. So it's great to see that. But also the power bank has a capacity of 5,000 milliamp hours compared to the much less 3,000 milliamp hours with Apple's MagSafe charger. Also, Anker's power banks charge faster, 15 watts compared to Apple's 12 watts, and it's more affordable at almost half the price. So definitely a great option to go with this year. Charges via USB-C, gives you a little status indicator on the side here, and of course charges up your phone fully instead of just partially with an iPhone Air, and almost up to one charge with the 17 Pro Max. So it's a great option if you just need something on the go, need a little extra power, and this will last you a couple days with this battery pack as well. Oh, and they also include a charging cable in the box with the Nano charger, so definitely recommend that. You get an extra cable with it also. Now, if I'm in my studio and I want to use a 17 Pro Max to record video, there's one way I can do that with a couple different accessories. One of them is actually a cage that goes around the iPhone. So this has a handle here, and this is something I bought from Small Rig some time ago, and I stuck some Velcro on the back. But what this allows you to do is clamp in the iPhone, and then you can either hold it. It comes with another handle as well, so you can either hold this just like this. You can place this in multiple spots around the outside of it. But if we want to clamp in the phone, we just place it here, and it's padded on either side, so you can see that. And then we just screw down the clamp that we have here, and it holds the phone in place. So now it's held securely, and you can record video. Just go into your camera, record video, whether it's forward facing or rear facing, and you have a stable mounting platform for different accessories, whether it's the microphone I shared earlier, or maybe you want to record with ProRes RAW with external storage. So that's another accessory I have that it will allow you to do that. You'll need an external drive. Now this one's a little bit older. This is an older Samsung portable SSD T5, and you can see this is the 1 terabyte model. They offer some different options today, which are even less expensive, but will fully allow you to record from your iPhone. So just plug in, whether the cable is OWC or something else, but we'll go ahead and plug this in. I'll just take this out to show you more easily. And if we plug this in, we can fully record ProRes RAW. If you're using an external application, so maybe you want to use, let's go into Final Cut Camera, and maybe we want to use Apple's Log 2 recording option here, and then we can go into our options here at the top and select maybe ProRes RAW HQ. So you will need to have an external drive here. I have it set up for my camera as well, but you'll see Lumix, so that's just what it's named, but you'll see it's connected here, and now I can record video in super high quality. Now I don't have a whole lot of storage, of course, because this is only going to allow for 59 minutes with 1 terabyte, but you get the idea. If you had 2 terabytes, you could get about 2 hours of footage recorded directly to the drive, and of course then you export this onto a computer and then edit with Final Cut Pro or something else. So this is a great option. You'll need this in order to record the highest quality with your iPhone. Now, of course, with the cage, I actually use this with a couple accessories. So when I place this back in the cage, one other accessory I wanted to share, and it's a little bit older, so when I want to record at home, maybe in my studio using this same setup with the iPhone, that's why I have the Velcro on the back. So you'll see Velcro here. I can attach this Anker dock here, and then I can plug this into my iPhone, and this allows me to connect quite a few different accessories. So for example, we have an SD card. We also have USB-C, and then also on the other side, we have HDMI out, so I can maybe put it through a monitor and see what I'm looking at, and then power here as well. So I can power the phone, connect an external drive, all at the same time. So this plugs in here, PD power in, you'll see it's going to start charging the iPhone just like that. And then if we use a different cable this time with our external drive, so I have USB-A to USB-C, and then we'll plug into the side of the Anker dock here. So again, plug in. And of course you need to organize this, but it's usually in a mount above. Now if we go back into Final Cut Camera, you'll see that we now have the option to record directly through here with ProRes RAW. It's connected with the drive, and then we have this whole camera rig set up. So this allows us to record, again, with an external monitor out with HDMI out on the dock itself. So I think this is a great setup. If you want to use this maybe full-time as your camera, you have the option to do so. And of course, you have to move things around so they're not in the way of the lenses, but the overall solution works very, very well. Now there's a couple other accessories I want to talk about as well. Again, one of them has to do with when you're on a phone call or maybe even filming a video. This is Belkin's dock here that we have, and this is the Auto Tracking Stand Pro with Dock Kit. It actually uses Apple's Dock Kit and moves around. So you'll see it has USB-C in for power, and then let's see if we can power it on. It may not have power. I may need to plug it in. And it's already on, so you can see the light is on here already. And then all we do is bring our phone close to this little icon here, and it says tracking dock, locating your accessory. Give it a second to connect. And once it connects, then we can utilize this for tracking with our camera. So I'll show you that in just a second once it connects. It says configuring accessory for first time use. This may take a few moments. So I had this set up on my 16 Pro Max, and when you're on a conference call or maybe you need to demonstrate something with hands-free, you can just move around with it built in. So it says it's done, and all we have to do now is we can either leave this vertically like this. So let me zoom out a little bit. And if we go into the camera here, we'll spin the camera around, and you'll see now it automatically frames me. And if I move over here, it will follow me around. So it's sort of like an addition to center stage where it follows me around. If I move up here a little bit, it will tilt up, move down, it will tilt down. It also works in landscape. So if I put it in landscape, it moves up to center me in the frame. If I move over here, again, it moves just to follow me around. So this is a great accessory. It is a little expensive, but it works really well. And of course, it keeps your phone charged at the same time while you're using it. But either way, you can move around and have it track you if you're on a conference call, and it even recognizes when there's multiple people in the frame. There's two other accessories I wanted to share that I use when I'm recording videos. One of them has to do with seeing how much power is going to your phone or any device you're using. These I found on Amazon. You'll see here that it plugs in via USB-C, and it actually tells you charging speed. So if we plug into maybe an Anker charger here, just plug it into the end of our phone, it will start charging and show you the actual charge speed right here. So it takes a second to sort of ramp up. We're already at 75%, so I don't expect it's going to be super fast, but you'll see now it's ramping up to 7 watts, and it will monitor all the way up to whatever you plug into it. You'll see it's currently at 10 watts, and the iPhone is saying this is all I need at this point, 13 watts, and it will ramp up as needed. So you can see it just gives you a little real-time readout. If you just are curious about seeing this, they're fairly inexpensive. I'll link them in the description like everything else. And finally, there's something that currently the version I have is not USB-C, but they make the same thing. This is actually my FLIR thermal camera. So you'll see here, this is the camera itself, and this plugs into an iPhone that's Lightning, but we have a USB-C version, and I need to order one of those, and it allows you to see the thermal signature and temperature of devices. So if I plug it into my device, and once it connects, there we go, we have our thermal signature. So you can see what the iPhone 17 Pro Max looks like, and if I bring my hand in here, you can see that as well, and it gives you a general idea of the temperature. Currently it's at 31 degrees Celsius. You can also change this to Fahrenheit as well. If you go into the settings, you can go in, switch it to Fahrenheit, whatever works for you. There we go. And now we're in Fahrenheit. So again, you can measure it however you'd like, 87 degrees Fahrenheit. But that gives you an idea of how I use that. Many people have been asking what camera is this, so I'll link it in the description. So those are all the accessories I typically use for filming videos or protecting my device. When I go out on my jet ski, I typically use a case as well to make sure it's protected and safe. So let me know if you've picked up anything I've mentioned in the video, what you use as far as a case or battery pack or anything else. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. And of course, I'll link this wallpaper in the description like I normally do. If you haven't subscribed already though, please subscribe. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.